started my day by getting the weather forecast from my wife who lives in Finland. It was minus 17, so plenty of snow and good winter there. I'm actually new for the region and name is Mikko Lavanti. I'm a shy Finn, so excuse me if I don't talk too much. I come with an experience of global roles, but I want to start by explaining that I am a true 5G guy. I don't know how many of you have your own product, but my own 5G product was ready in 1999. That's when my fifth daughter was born. So I have my 5G. And I like localization, so I brought my daughters a couple of years ago to the wonderful mosque in Muscat, and you can see them there as well. I am honored to be here serving the industry, serving the customers, serving the cities, as I believe that the future that we had of us, we have to work together a lot. In the previous panel, we were discussing about the environmental topics. We were talking about the challenges we have. And I think these are the topics that we all should keep high on our agenda. People buy from people, we work together. And I want you to know that I bring an experience of living in the Silicon Valley. I lived 3 years in China. Wo ai Zhongguo ren, Zhongguo Penyo. I love Chinese people. And I love my friends in China. But of course, together, it's a thing what we have to do in order to sort out of these things. I lived in Germany, and most recently, I lived in Turkey. And I worked in an environment where I consider that to be the elementary school for Middle East and Africa, as I worked in Central Asia, in Caspian area, Turkey, with a lot of challenges that the world has in front of us. About 10 years ago, I was on a plane in JFK, flying to Dallas, and usually I called to my wife and said something in Finnish. I told her I love you, and the person next to me was asking, was that Finnish? Our language is quite specific. We have about 4.5 million people in the world who understand it. So I kind of drove into an interesting discussion. How did you know it's Finnish? And he had some relations to Finland, and we started to talk. And for the next 1 hour, I had a very interesting talk with a guy called Charles Facino. You can Google him. He's a world-famous artist. He creates pop art. For example, in the JFK American Airlines terminal, it's his art. So we spoke for 1 hour, how is it to create art and to sell it? He has to create the stories, he has to be visiting customers around the world and basically create the story of his art. After 1 hour he asked from me, what is it what you do for a living? Ladies and gentlemen, I told him, I sell and I deliver hope. That led into a 2-hour discussion for what do I mean. At that point, I was working in the optical industry, and we were working together with Railtel in India, together with Google, building connection to the schools in remote villages in India. And I learned that you have daughters, you have girls who go for 6 years in school, and after 6 years, they still cannot read and write. They still could not learn that because the teachers were not able to read and write. Together the project was of course around the education and how to promote, how to bring that opportunity for the girls, for the boys in the villages. I think we also work a lot about the environment. This is a key topic of course for all of us. It is something that it's not about Huawei, it's not about Ericsson, not about Nokia, but it's a thing for all of us. We learn and look about the renewal and innovation that happens in our industry. And I think one of the challenges I'd like to share with all of you, last week I was in Finland, we have hired a new marketing person from steel industry. And the person said, we are slow in telecom industry. And that was a bit of an eye-opener for me, that what are we doing? How is our things seeing that for the other industries? So I think it's something that we have to work together. When you look at that, Nokia changed our strategy, we changed our leadership. 1 year ago, a little bit more. And we brought a new purpose for the company as the part of the new strategy. And I believe this is one of the things that links with the hope that I was talking about. We want to say that we create a technology that helps the world to act together. This was not created after the pandemic, it was created before the pandemic. Looking at all the issues that we have been discussing here. It's about the environment, it's about the geopolitical situation, all of those things that I think matter in the end. So for me, this is one of the reasons why I live about 7,000 kilometers away from my wife, and quite far away. We live in 6 countries today with my daughters, so they have all, after being living around the world, they have also spread around. The word technology, I want to come back a little bit later, because I think that is one of the key topics. When we talk about now a lot about the power consumption, but I believe that we have to look at it in a more holistic way also, what we do, how we do things, some of the things that were discussed in the panel previously. I am honored to be given the chance to move to Dubai. I'm just in the middle of the process of moving here, to look at the market of the future. In these markets, we have heard the great presentation from MTN talking about Africa, which is one end of the spectrum of the opportunity, of the demand, of our accountability to help those countries, help those people. On the other side, we are here in the privileged part of the region with the most developed, most advanced 5G networks. Here the challenges are, of course, on how to use all of the wealth we have to make the world to be a bit better place. So for me personally, it's a great honor to be able to serve here the people, partners, customers, and see what we can do together. If you look at the 5G, and I will not talk about the customers we have there, but more about, somebody was already mentioning the monetization, how to create that value that we can put back into the industry, into the society. A lot of things have happened over the last couple of years. When you compare the 5G takeout globally to the 4G takeout, after 2 years right now, we are already in higher usage. So more 5G customers after 2 years of 5G compared to the 4G era. We see already more than 200 commercial 5G deals for us, and we have about 40% of those 5G deals at Nokia today. We have customers starting to move to what we call the standalone networks, but the real topic is how to help the society to digitalize more. Many of the wholesale people, many of the service providers, we have to look at the enterprises, we have to look at the digital, we have to look at the security. And I think that is some of the things that we are working together with our partners. Sometimes direct, but most of the time through our partners towards the enterprise markets. And when you look at the most advanced 5G markets, such as Korea, where we are supplying for all the 3 operators, we have seen that things like virtual reality, 7 times more traffic. Gaming, I think 3.5 times more traffic. Video calls, 3 times more traffic. So there is the possibility, and I think maybe the pandemic has helped partially on that side, but these are the topics that I would like to come and help. How can we work together to generate those values in order to give the good to go forward? But it doesn't stop there. The future is here. So while we work today a lot about the 5G industrial solutions, in my previous role, I had in Austria, Telekom Austria was one of my customers, and we built the Vienna airport together with the TAC group as a network slice. It's a good example on what you can do in terms of security. I worked in Turkey with Arçelik, with Koç family, with Turk Telecom, where we built a modern factory. With this factory, I'll use always my example of our own factory in Oulu, Finland. We have increased the productivity by 80% by doing what I show in the slide. And with that 80%, it makes sense again to bring the factories back to do local products, which I believe is one of the interests for all the governments, how to add more value locally. We work on the O-RAN a lot, and Nokia is actually the founding member of that. We steer 2 of the strategy groups there, and our products are O-RAN ready. However, we believe that it will be a couple of years away from being a reality, and most likely it's a time-to-market product more than a cost product, helping ecosystems to work together again in that sense. We are working on the efficiency, on looking at the power. I think that's one of the things, but we work a lot also with the circular economy, looking at how to reuse some of the products, looking at how to build the real value on those topics. The next thing is, of course, the 5G Advanced. And on the 5G Advanced, what it will bring for us is new things on satellite, new things on drones. I think drone topic is a hot topic in many parts of the world, on how you control, how you build the business. We are already using them for our own services. For example, when you are doing remote audit of the base station sites. But there's endless possibilities, of course, with the drone technology, but also risks related to that. We will work on the, of course, again, continue to work on the power and 50% reduction on that one. But also, of course, what we will want to do is to increase the accuracy of the location services in order to get better IoT, in order to get better sort of machine-to-machine business. Finally, I think 6G is hopefully the last generation that I will work with. I've worked with first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Hopefully I get the time to get some time also to be with the family. But we have already started to work on the 6G. So standardization is ongoing, looking at defining what it will mean for this meta world, what type of added features and functionality will be there for more virtual, more kind of virtual reality type of things, I would say. But we also see that it has to be a continuation of all what we do. For example, working with the 5-nanometer chipsets today, continue to work with the latest technology to make sure that the products that you buy, if you are our partner today, from us, are also capable of the 6G era. I know it's too early to talk about 6G in many cases, but I want to make sure that we all already focusing on that as well in some of the markets, that we think about what is there in the future. I'd like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm very happy to move into the area and actually looking forward to serve you all. My motto is, if you're on time, you're late. And I think when there is will, there's a way. So together with those 2 themes, I hope that we will have even more success as an industry, not only for Nokia, but as an industry to work on those global and regional topics we have. Thank you very much.